Hello everyone, Nagraj here. In this video, I would like to explain how banks will assess your borrowing capacity. So let's go. Knowing how banks will assess your borrowing capacity is very important because it helps you to plan and take necessary steps to increase your borrowing capacity. When you apply for a home loan, banks use a variety of factors to determine your borrowing capacity. Here are some of the key factors that banks typically consider. Number one, income. Banks will take into account your income, including your salary, bonuses, and any other income sources, in order to determine how much you can afford to pay each month. Number two, expenses. Banks will also take into account your expenses, including your living expenses, credit card repayments, child support, tax payments, insurance, and other debts, in order to determine how much you can afford to pay each month. Number three, credit history. Banks will also consider your credit history, including your credit score and any previous credit applications and loans, in order to assess your credit worthiness and ability to pay the loan. Number four, employment. Banks will also consider your employment status, including how long you have been employed and your job stability, in order to determine your ability to repay the loan. Number five, collateral. Banks may also consider any assets you own, such as property, as a collateral in order to secure the loan. Number six, serviceability. When assessing a borrower's debt serviceability, lenders will typically consider the borrower's income, expenses, credit score, and credit history. They will also consider the borrower's other debts, such as credit card balances and personal loans. Number seven, LVR. Banks will also consider the loan to value ratio, which is the percentage of the property value that we are borrowing. Banks generally require borrowers to have a deposit of at least 20% of the property value to avoid lender's mortgage insurance. When we are borrowing more than 80% of the property value, then we need to pay LMI. Number 8, interest rate. Banks will also consider the interest rate of the loan, as this can affect the amount we need to repay each month. When interest rates are low, banks will be ready to lend us more. When interest rates go up, our borrowing capacity goes down. Number 9, lending policy. Banks have their own lending policy, and each bank has different criteria for loan approvals. If one bank says that you can borrow 500,000, there might be other banks which will be ready to lend you 600,000. So if one bank says no, you do not have to get disappointed. Just shop around and there might be other banks which can lend you more money. Number 10, debt to income ratio. Banks will also consider the borrower's debt to income ratio, which is the ratio of borrower's total debts to their gross income. A lower ratio indicates that the borrower has a lower level of debt and is able to take on additional debt. However, it is important to note that having a low debt to income ratio alone is not a guarantee of home loan approval. Number 11, stress testing. Banks will also conduct stress testing to assess the borrower's ability to make a loan repayments in the event of unexpected changes in interest rates or income. If the interest rates are 5%, banks will assess your ability to service the home loan based on 7.5% or 8%. Banks usually add 2 to 3% on the current interest rates, which is called the assessment rate. But this might go up or down in future based on market conditions. Yeah, that's all for this video. See you in next video. Until then, take care and have a nice day.